All right, kitty. You enjoy laying on the couch all day. Are you breathing? We'll just have to guess what you're doing. Definitely like laying there breathing. All right, it is a Wednesday, February 11th, 2026, 12:54. Welcome to the Please Subscribe show. Gonna find people that are looking to protect their new home with ADT. There's Linda. And there's me. I didn't do a cut there. Hi. And we're off for today. Maybe later we'll pick up food at restaurants and drop it off at your doorstep. For right now, have a good day. Meow. All right, this was once Carswell's Air Force Base from 1948 to 1993. That's when they switched over to Naval Air Station Joint Reserve Base. It's something that's been in the back of my head for a long time. Now, it started off as an Army air base before 1948. It was called something like Airdrome, and it was an Army base. Then it turned into Carswell Air Force Base. Now it's Naval Air Station Joint Reserve Base. So it has a history. This is a C-130. Oh, that might be one that's similar to it. That's flying overhead right there. Okay, that's the Blue Angel one. It can hold about 90 paratroopers, maritime patrol. It's a gunship, and it can take off in small spots. Those are turboprop propellers. So they're turboprop, they can tilt, and they have jet engine, it's basically jet engine technology that spins the propellers far faster than what you could believe. It's an amazing aircraft. It's known as Hercules and Fat Albert. Willow Bend, on the cross of Willow Bend. That would be a real good spot for a smart camera. Billowy.
You know about Taco Bell. This question tests how well prepared you are and whether you've done your homework.
Oh yeah, heck no. I asked for no cheese. You better remake that taco. Oh wait, I gotta call my manager. It's a taco. I'm sorry, can I remake this
Taco replacement guarantee.
Yes.
Now, what are you talking about?
You're not gonna suggest sell on the drive-thru at Taco Bell? Would you like to try our Cinnabon Delights today, or would you like to add sour cream? Would you like to add
Would you
guacamole?
like to try our Cinnabon Delights today? Cinnabon Delights? Do they like to try them?
I don't know.
They sell them that at Taco Bell?
Yes.
Cinnabon?
Yes. Don't they have those
I don't
little
recall.
cinnamon twist or whatever? I don't know. It might be a monthly promotion or something.
So there's
Taco Bell is always changing.
They're
their
selling
menu.
donuts at Taco Bell.
I don't know.
Or Cinnabons. What is Cinnabons anyway? It's like a donut. Now we're going to go around in a circle.
Okay. Oh, and then they have salted caramel churros.
Okay. That's probably why
That's a
Cinnabon.
fried thing, yeah. No, that's different.
There's Sally's School of Dance right there.
They do have a new mini taco salad. I'm saying about trying that.
I wonder if that School of Dance is still open.
$2.69.
Person at GMC. What's it called? Arcadia? Order in the court.
myself a beefy potato loaded griller. It has seasoned beef, reduced fat sour cream, crispy potatoes, nacho cheese sauce, and chipotle sauce. Yummy in the tummy. Alright, I'll just mix.
Chili's look pretty good.
Have good lunch menu.
Half price. They got benefits.
Oh, that Dixie House. They're closed at 2.
They got some good Mick Herron books in there too. Half price books. Look at that classic. Classic Cadillac. Looks like Boston Market didn't make it. I always like their rotisserie chicken mashed potato style stuff. The green beans are okay. And cornbread too. Go like that right here. About like that. It prevents the competition from grabbing it as much. It's a little trick I learned. So when they drive by, they can barely see it in there. You can kind of see it a little bit, but it's not that noticeable. Right, next home, 0.7. I can't tell if that's a move in or a move out. There's the actual. That's very interesting. I would probably say a move out, maybe. Do you know if they're, ma'am, do you know if they're moving in or moving out?
They're moving out.
Oh, they're moving out. All right. Thank you. Viable information from the mail lady. Does it move out? I guess the mail would know. I gotta reset. Go back to radio and back to media. Those little lap dogs are so pretty. Man, him and his dog are grumpy. Most of the water was off, then they shut the water back, or they put the water back on. So I'd say they probably are moved in. There's some dog pillows in there. They just kind of move in and stick up their tiki torch right here, little tiki. I don't know.
Put your heels around that area.
How'd you hear about that?
Huh?
How'd you hear about that?
I don't know, bro. You just all over. I got some boys that know.
Oh, okay. I got a little YouTube show.
Oh,
So, are you with Bulldog?
Nope.
But you're with ADT.
Yeah.
Safe Haven.
No.
They're not. That's just an old jacket
Yeah.
on LivSmart. Okay, that's a
It's Z
Samsung
fold.
pullout. I mean, well, it opens
Z
up.
fold. Yeah, Z fold.
Right. But it's by Samsung.
Yep.
And you can close it. You mind closing it for me? And see?
Oh,
Okay, yeah, that's nice.
You'll love
I've
it.
seen a Steelers license plate. He's with a competition company, and he just wanted to ask me some questions about my company, which I keep on the lowdown. And he's just working this area, so he's basically competition. And he's been doing it for a while. He's straight commission, just like Safe Haven was when I was with Safe Haven with ADT. But he was like, yeah, I'm with this company. I'm not going to say his company. But I told him about my YouTube show. And he's a nice guy. From out of town, he's new in the area. And we're going to hit up another one. Other people weren't home. He just wanted to get some insights on commission and things like that. We'll talk about some things, though. Okay? Let me see if I can show and talk at the same time. So just give me a second. So a lot of them are on commission only, which is fine. Let me see something. All right, let me see if I can show. Yeah, I can show a couple of things here. Okay, you got your Redfin right there, and you got your Redfin, and you got your Sales Rabbit right there. That's the Sales Rabbit icon. You can use both of those regardless if they got you only on your Sales Rabbit. But sometimes those commission guys, they put them on straight Sales Rabbit. You see right here? They put them on straight Sales Rabbit. That means they narrow down their leads and hand out their leads, and it gets real Glengarry, Glen Ross, if you know what I mean. I got to switch over on. You can use both even if they hand out your leads, because that's what happened with me Safe Haven. That's why I left. I was only getting the Sales Rabbit stuff. You can create your own on Redfin. That's public information. Anybody can get that information for any type of job field. It's a new homeowner's information. They put it on Redfin. You just look at Redfin. And Redfin is right there. That's what Redfin looks like. If you want to trust your research company and just go do Sales Rabbit only, they'll feed them in there. I mean, you can, and then you're just talking to competition going, hey, what are y'all doing, man? It's dry out here. It's either way. I mean, personally, I would rather, do the Redfin and then the Sales Rabbit. And some of them do that. That way, you can see what's going on in the first week or within the month on a move-in. We're about to move in right now. Hopefully the guy won't be coming around. You'll see competition coming around. I've seen one Bulldog and another one, a guy named Angel, who sold right before me in this area. Literally, he like walked up and sold it right before me. A little chap called GroupMe, and they post photos and stuff. I'm not going to show anything, but someone stuck a ring sticker over the ADT sign. I guess that's, we're with a ring, and a ring ain't ADT. Trust me. Listen, they got scramblers. They can go up there with these high frequency devices. It'll scramble the footage on Ring or Nest. They don't even know encryption codes. It's like wasting money at Walmart. It won't work on the packages that they want to steal. With our stuff that we're doing, it has split Wi-Fi encryption. So if they go up with a high frequency device, it doesn't do anything. Meaning they get busted. At least they get the security footage. Maybe get a license plate or something. Next door, 1.6. You thought I was paranoid. That guy I ran into, that salesman, I'll give his name. He used to be with LivSmart. He's with another company now. It's an old jacket. He said the dude was following me last night when I said always be closing. You know what I mean? Okay. That was in North Richland Hills and Haltom last night. It's got a little bit of the footage. But anyway, yeah, there was some dude that was in the competition. He was supposedly probably following off a Redfin, or maybe just following, like, because we leave flyers and stuff. That's why you always want to stick the flyer in there where they can't see it, because sometimes they'll grab that flyer because it's competition. But you can put it in there where they can't grab it, or they have to use like a coat hanger to try to grab it. And they don't want to be doing that stuff, because some of the footage is actually from the new homeowners. Some of that stuff could still be working depending on if they already got activated. Another story, if y'all won't believe me. When I first got involved in this, I got brought in with Alder. I had their app on my phone almost for a year, and they're straight commission, but they didn't even use Redfin or Sales Rabbit. They would park their car on a block. Then I talked to the guy that was training, and they would literally walk around looking for sold signs. And the whole thing was based in what we call clover. And it's like a clover field. You go one direction, down, then to the left or right. Whenever you hit, like, let's say a new homeowner. I don't believe it personally. I think they probably did use Redfin. But supposedly he would park the car, walk through the neighborhood, and look for sold signs. And then talk to people. But they also sold, like, older homeowners and stuff like that. And they had this whole pitch about kids in the neighborhood beating up houses. That's what the guy, and every other word was effing. Effing this, these dang effing kids beating up freaking people in the neighborhood, knocking out windows and spray painting signs, and that's how he talked. These guys were like selling from Louisiana, Arkansas, all the way back to Texas. Supposedly there's rumor that some of the installs and all that stuff was like $1,000 deals and stuff, but I think that was rumor too. I don't think they were doing $1,000 deals. Who knows? A, B, C. Always be closing or always be cuddling. What you got to choose between. Got snacks. I'm in a Dollar Tree where everything's $1.25 now. There's a little pack snack. I don't know, looking for something. Oh yeah, these are actually pretty good for snacks. Got a little $1.25 thing. Trying to find what?
Pimple cream.
Oh, pimple cream.
Then we gotta get out of
Okay.
here. We gotta get me home.
All right, let's see. I gotta use the restroom, but they're holding up the restroom in there. Yeah.
That's why you go to AMC.
They don't even have men or women on the restroom. It's like 2 doors way back there. So this is, but you're 100% sugar for the day. You don't recommend it? It's got aloe vera in it though. Well, is it $1.20? I don't know about the Ritz Bites. It's supposed to be on a diet. What is this thing right here? I don't know really. Red Hot Originals. It's $3.20. Yeah, it's a power blend. What is it? Oh, different nuts.
Peanuts, almonds, walnuts,
Do you think they're both $1?
Yes, they're $1.50.
$3.40 for this and $2.80. That might be okay. $2.80 and $3.40 on calories. So roughly,
Chips?
this would be 3 and
$2.80 for
2.
that?
So you're looking at roughly maybe around the 600 mark for snack. This is basically peanuts and almonds and walnuts. Yeah, this might be okay.
And this one's banana chips, cranberries, almonds.
This is like part of the fruit and gathering thing that a man does with a lady. We'll go with a nut. You got yourself like a little Gatorade. Only 60 calories. The other one was 50 though. This little orange one. Yeah, 50. It's a little lower. Gatorade Light. This one gets a thumbs down for maintenance issues. Look, it doesn't even have men or women on it. There's supposed to be another one over there. Like, what in the world? Gotta hurry up because I gotta get Linda back and then start hitting more of these leads. I guess get my little cardio moment in right here. See if the restrooms, that other restroom is out of commission. All right, Dyson, halfway decent. Yeah, we could do this.
Do you need a code?
Yeah, not really.
Most of these places you don't go.
All right, let's roll.
All right, let's roll.
See a curb or anything?
Nope.
All right, seatbelt time. Always be closing and cuddling. You can see them like they're waiting for her. There she's going off to the.
She even rolled the window down.
Yeah, it's a radio song. It's a Radiohead song. They're right there. 2 Yorkies. She rolled the window down. Yeah, I know. I see them. Oh, are you in a Radiohead song? I don't know if people are gonna get that one. I'm like a pet in your hot car. But it's not that hot. We're only talking about 68 degrees.
I don't know how to back out.
Yeah, I know. Move back this way.
God equals mercy? Come
Yeah,
on,
I
learn how to
know.
drive.
They tell them that in Sunday school.
Shit. Sorry.
Yeah. Easy little baby. Easy boo. Alright, serving size is 340 on the calories. Fat's not too bad, depending on what type of diet you're on. I forgot the name of that diet where you eat only fat, like you eat peanut butter only. I'll think of it later. And then it's a total of 340 calories. Been looking at those MagSafe magnet casings for iPhones. It's like your whole phone just fits in this little casing and it shuts. And then you have, there's no way it could be damaged at all, even if you threw it off a building. I don't know, I'm okay with the Otter, It's about 70 bucks. The MagSafe, though, you can get it for like 25 bucks off of Facebook. A little Facebook advertisement. Power Blim. Pull a mat under the radar van. He would eat his bagel. Someone else doing that the other day. Under the radar van. Yeah. His name's Matt. And don't forget your Gatorade Light. Only 50 calories per serving. And it's actually Gator Light. 50 calories per bottle. Right, and also for a good snack, Pop Daddy. It's dill pickle. Basically, popcorn.
Gluten-free, made with avocado oil, no additives, no artificial flavors, no preservatives. 220 calories a bag.
And it's aerodynamic, designed to fall right into your mouth, other than all over your car.
Jeez, all over popcorn?
Hit me. It tastes like dill. All right, this is another bag. You gotta get it closer. They can't see it. Let's have a big screen. What is it?
It's Pop Daddy, another flavor, jalapeno cheddar.
But it's actually chips.
Popcorn.
I thought you got the chips.
Popcorn.
You only got popcorn?
You threw down the chips.
I didn't throw down the chips.
Yes, you did. The Cape Cod chips. You threw it down.
Okay.
Because you were trying to go to the bathroom 2 times. And
I learned that one in my second marriage. The Cape Cod chip. Yeah, we had a 13 colony honeymoon. Linda recommends I take 2 pieces and then I put it in the mouth and chew. Oh, kind of like you do in confession at church, but with a cracker. And this is dill popcorn?
Yes.
If you're visiting a Catholic church or something, or you happen to be, I say Catholic, which we're raised Baptist, but it's almost the same now. We're kind of not really. They do more ritual stuff, and we're supposed to be personal. Well, if you had a kid, you would want to be monitored for sure. I mean, it's not like.
Look at him.
Yeah.
He's doing a cartwheel.
You did a cartwheel. Okay. I don't know. It's a 1989 Mustang. That's a house that's been moved into. That one hasn't been. No one keeps their house like that around here. They keep it kind of like that. What were you saying about the flip-flops?
Why are they wearing flip-flops? Support your feet. You're going to need it in 20 years.
Totally. You
Look
don't.
at that, dude. I'm sure that's Michael Jordan.
You don't want to grow up and get plantar fasciitis or tarsal tunnel.
See, they have matching shoes, too. Speaking of that, rideshare. AUX rideshare.
Oh, yeah, it's a bus ride share.
Ooh, scooter.
Yeah, you don't want to ride on that one time.
You don't want to ride on that either.
Or you don't want to ride on that because it could basically like maybe hurt your back because of how the seats are. This is the frog area. This is where you have to go to the local Chase Bank to get a loan to go to school. They have it actually on the corner back there. There goes the Leap. Get ready to be in debt for the rest of your life. Enjoy your education. Now you can explain to your friends what E equals MC squared means, which none of them can. This is the Halloween yard that stays Halloween. I think maybe the whole year. I'm talking about Pee Wee Herman's yard. It's got a werewolf out front. Looks like with one arm. All right, next door, 4.2. Cheapest in Texas, Lake Worth Walmart gas station. Looking at $2.35. Dead cheap. People actually are probably not moved in yet. That's pretty crazy. All right, next door will be in a different area, 16 miles. Lake Worth, and there is a monster search here for the Lake Worth monster. There's actually an official sighting of him in 1969. That'll say Lake Worth right there. And he was spotted on an island, and it's got I believe the island has a national reserve and wildlife, or you can go and like walk around, look at wildlife. Well, 1969, there were two couples on a thing called Greer Island, and that's where the nature reserve is. And the guy was fishing, and the lady, I believe her name, let's say it might have been Lisa or something like that. The guy's name, last name, the guy that did it recently on YouTube, did a vlog. He has a band that's like a monster quest band or something like that. But anyway, it's basically like a Blackburn is his last name. He has like some kind of ghoulish band. But the monster fell from like a tree. It was like 7 feet tall as a goat man. And I believe they were called Riker. The last names were Riker. The guy who posted the photo of the monster on Google is named Alan, I believe Alan Plaster. I believe that's his name. And he posted the photo of what looks like a white-haired Sasquatch. But some have said it was a goat man. It was like a goat man and a Sasquatch. A mixture between the two. It's 7 feet tall. And everybody met at a place called the Pit, which is not too far from Greer Island. And the monster threw this tire, so like a wheeled tire, like a car tire that had a rim in it, something like 500 feet in front of everybody. There were all these people looking for the monster in 1969. They all went running. But supposedly the night of the attack, the two couples, I think they were called Riker or something like that. Maybe it was John Riker and Lisa Riker. They went to this restaurant, and it was like called Chenolles or something like that, and made a phone call at a payphone where the police met them there and took their report. It's actually an official report. It also made the news and Fort Worth Star-Telegram, and eventually it became a monster site, a site to go search for a monster. And the Lake Worth monster is actually famous. So people from YouTube come here. Blackburn was the last one that I watched. He did it like 6 months or a year ago or something, and then he did another one a few months ago on the Lake Worth monster. Supposedly he's out there on Greer Island. And they did say that he had scales, so they think he's amphibian. Like a Shape of Water kind of thing. Have you ever seen that with the Guillermo? The Fort Worth Nature Center and Refuge is what it took place of. It's a wildlife refuge. I think I said wildlife reserve, but it's a wildlife refuge for the animals there that are on that island. It's supposedly the Lake Worth monster's on that same island. He swims in the water, supposedly. There was a hoax done around that time where a guy put a tire in the water and pulled it underneath with like a rope, and people thought it was the monster, and then they shot it with a shotgun, and it turned out to just be a tire. So there was a hoax linked to it, but the actual sighting was supposed to be real. All right, next door 3.1. So one of the greatest pianists in the world that studied everywhere, studied at, well, he talked about piano at Old South with a friend all the time. That was his booth. And he would play piano till morning. His name was Van Cliburn. He's buried in a mausoleum over there at the end of Bailey, North Bailey, called, I believe it's called Greenwood. I know green's in the word. In the title. I want to say that the cemetery is Green, maybe Greenville or Greenwood or something like that, but he's buried there. And that's where he would have pancakes. Van Cliburn. HG supply on the way. 84 arrival, 3 minutes, 0.64. The pick. Doing some important construction here. Live a life well lived. And here is the exhibit for Eamon Carter. This one's known as Cara Romero 2015 Water Memory. It's an inkjet print. It's actually inkjet. All right, headed to HG Supplies right next to Zap. So the Eamon Carter print selection over there, it's connected to 45,000 prints. A lot of them are gelatin with 450 still photographers. They have that at the Eamon Carter exhibit. It's a lot. All right, looks like HG Supplies on the way, 8/27/13/10. Got another one at Zap, 8/47/3. I got this yoga joint called Core Power Yoga right next to Zap Kitchen. Right by Quint's, which is basically the new restaurant. Right there. And then Zap is right here. It's just really popular. There's the yoga letting out. These yoga chicks walking around with yoga pants on. I mean, there's various reasons why these women take the yoga. But probably most likely either to keep the husband or to find one. It's kind of popular in the church nowadays, too. I don't know. There's probably thousands of reasons why people take yoga. Important work right there in front of Shake Shack. There's their legit construction truck. It's supposed to be around graduation day. Jumping across the street like a frog. About to get hit by a delivery salesman. There we go. Delivery/salesman. Well, they do what they have to do. It's not exactly Glenn Ross, but could you imagine Alec Baldwin going out afterwards and dropping off food at someone's doorstep. That'd be a weird movie. All right. Always be Panera. ABP. 9:02, 3 minutes, 1.1. All right, make sure we go here. No, we wouldn't be able to now. At least we did it for the show. Isn't that weird? They got, I wonder if they're ones with the radio sequence. The only thing is it does jam if you use the camera. So I'm not blaming them for everything. But what I have to do is I have to get out of the camera and then hit radio back to media. I don't know if it's a frequency that they send out because they have higher radio frequencies and it interferes. That I don't know, or if it's just a malfunction. But I do know that if you activate the camera as well as like a bunch of other apps, it can freeze. And all I gotta do is just go to YouTube, punch on YouTube, and then hit radio or media, and that ultimately works every single time. That'll unfreeze it every time. It's been 100% of the cases on this one. These are the Kia models, so it still works. Always be Panera Breadin. ABP with a B. Oh, got a QR. Panera, 9:20 arrival. Cinematic. It's called the cinematic mode. And yes, it's more cinematic than just the video. Cinematic mostly focuses on one thing only. That could be determination of what makes it cinematic. Watch. That's more cinematic because it's going to blur the background. So you know exactly what you're looking at. Right, kitty? I went to school. My dorm room was like right there for a little while. Up there. This chick April and I when I went out one time, I locked her out there. Or no, she locked me out on accident. I went around there. We were playing in Streetcar Named Desire, and I was playing Stanley. She was playing Stella. She was up there, and I was screaming, Stella, Stella, to let me in. It's a true story. All right, St. Paul Lutheran School and Church. Perfect love, cast out fear. 1 John 4:18. Oh, man. Linda called and said she thinks there should be, like, man and women couple door-to-door salespeople, and there probably are for certain items. You know, it could be for weddings, like photography, because like a lot of male and female work together in photography for weddings and things like that. But and like when it comes to ADT, there are women out there that sell it. They can sell security for homes, like smart home security. They can. But I don't know if there's a lot of man and women couples. Now, I know Direct Energy, they had quality control. And that guy, usually a guy would come up and listen to everything he said. But I think, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of an indie thing. You know, it's usually done by a guy, and it's usually indie. You know, it's like they're on their own when they're doing it. But there could be some teams that are like that, maybe. Possibly. Maybe not. I don't know. But there are door-to-door couples, I guess, you know, that have sold stuff, maybe business stuff and everything. I'm sure it's happened. I mean, all kinds of things happen. But usually when you're doing, like, burglary alarms and, like, fire, you know, like smoke detectors, in a lot of cases it is a guy, you know. But there are women that do very well in it. I don't know about a man and woman couple, though, that are... Oh, honeycomb? Cookie. Oh, it does show it. The honeycomb. Yeah, I'll try that one. All right, this is the honeycomb. That's all ice cream, like milk, like everything. It's not like preservative, or I mean, it's like pretty much ice cream. That's the espresso. Do y'all have any? It's a fudge brownie. I want to try that one. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. This one is known as the espresso fudge brownie right here. They use silverware. That one I probably would go for as opposed to the honeycomb. But I like the honeycomb. It's pretty good. Oh, what about the mint? Y'all have mint?
Yeah, our mint.
So there's a mint one as well.
It's not that pretty. It is a natural color.
Mint. This is a mint chip. That's really good. Cut my phone off. I'm going to include that. The lady has a show called Cats, Coffee, and Crochet. I told her I took sewing in college. But yeah, I did. I used to work with an electric sewing machine in college. I did quite a bit for the costume department theater. But anyway, she has that show. And then I told her I'd try to maybe put the full title, you know, in tonight's show. But the problem is that it's Van Leeuwen is a strong title. It's a long title. And I may have to, I'm going to leave this for the birds maybe. I may have to shorten the title for probably, you only can get so much on a title, so. But we might go back and do a Sunday ice cream one. All right, McDonald's on the way. Be there at 9:52. It's a baby elephant named Lady Bird. Little baby hanging off the bumper. There's the snag. The brilliant idea. So they put a little box on their back, and they can put like supplies. They deliver like food or articles of, you know, stuff that you would get from like drugstores and things like that. And they just go through the TCU area and drop it off, just kind of like what I'm doing. Pretty cool. TCU, please. It freezes. They have like radio frequency or something. I don't know what it is. Here we go. Finally. It's like it's sticky. Damn radio signal injection hacking. That's Shirley. I think I've been in that dorm one time. I think there used to be co-ed dorms. I'm not sure if that's Shirley Residence Hall. Next McDonald's, 10:05, 3.5 for the delivery. Right, we got a big one out of the grocery warehouse and then followed up by the Whataburger over there. 10:16, be there at 1 point. Got the Whataburger to pick up next.
Thank you for choosing your own sound Whataburger. My name is Sven. We use your
10:33, 8 minutes, 2.4 for the Whataburger. Let's go ahead and just get off the road right here. Hopefully he's not turning down this way. just open after I made the call. We got a little freaking cop at the freaking gate on this one, man. It's like, might as well just forget the ADTs, bring the police department to guard that gate. I don't know, maybe something was going on. One just flew by here, the fallen soul. I mean the fallen angel, sorry. Flew by like 100 miles per hour. Yeah, they've got, look at this, all kinds of security. I wouldn't think that might be a dummy car. That one right there. I don't know if it's a live one or a dummy one, but it's certainly threatening, that's for sure. When you come in, you're like, okay. I don't know if something recent went down or what. Never seen that before. This is the first time I've seen that in an apartment complex. That's what they're called. I don't know the name of them. Right. This is ridiculous, okay? I understand working nights. Next, okay, this is basically the grocery store warehouse. And you can't even get through here because of the chains. 21 miles. I haven't had this since Roadie, man. And it's late at night, too. I mean, they paid somewhat for it. Thanks for the $2 tip. But the other one went through so that they do roughly, I've been talking about the dollar mile thing for a while, but it's a little bit under that, but it's roughly close to that. It's like an Uber drive, man. Let me see something. Let me go through here. Look at that. 21 miles at 11:07. I would arrive at 11:07. I'm a little upset, but that's okay. We're gonna do it anyway. She said something recently happened, so they got a cop posted. That's what she told me. So it's not a dummy car. It could be, it still could be a dummy car, but you don't know. But that's what she said. So that guy right there, that was right. Well, gotta find it. There's a security camera right here. I don't know the name of these apartments. Oh, it kicked back in. Usually, I don't know if it's a frequency that makes it stick, but sometimes it'll stick. Yeah. So that's actually, something went down. That's one of the guards that posted a cop here. It could have been something serious. I don't know if it made the news. Look at this thing, though. I'm talking about potholes, man. Whoa. It's like a freaking crater. Unbelievable, dude. I don't know. I've been to some of them. This doesn't look that bad. They've got a few barbecue pits out. I've seen way worse, but something must have went down, dude. See if I can get a name on it. Yeah, it's Fort Worth. Let's see if I can sneak through here if it even let me through. Yeah, it's letting me through. Trying to see the name. I don't see any names or anything. Oh, yeah, it's right here. Valley at Cobb Park. I don't know if you'll know the story about Linda. She lived in Houston in an apartment complex, and it made national news. One of the neighbors that lived there ate the girlfriend. Literally cooked her basically on a barbecue and ate her. The only reason they found her was because he didn't eat her teeth. He threw the teeth in. This is real news. He threw the teeth in the garbage dumpster, and they were able to locate her through the teeth because she went missing, and it was the boyfriend that ate her. All right, 21 miles. They're out tonight. Looks like that might be an ambulance. This is always heavy, this area, which is by Evans, going off of Berry. I think they call it East. Yeah, this would be East Berry. And then eventually going that direction, they call it Stop 6. I just found out about this from people I work with. And that's kind of the controversial area, if you want to know what I mean. The Stop 6 area. This is a little bit before Stop 6. Yeah, something went down. Yeah, one of those guys probably just ended up saving me one time from getting choked to death over by Camp Bowie. If I didn't have my iPhone 11 that day filming it, because you never know when you're live streaming, because he could have been live streaming on international television, on global television, choking me. So instead of killing me, telling me maybe I had a little knife or something, instead he let me breathe. He's a big old Hispanic dude. And the cops got there and sorted everything out. It was over a sandwich shop kind of stuff. Then they went in the sandwich shop. I don't know if they got a sandwich afterwards or they went and talked to him, or where that guy ended up going. They did take photos of my knuckles and my fingers that were bleeding from the console. I don't have that car anymore, but I try to keep the glasses because the glasses scraped the side of my cheekbone. It didn't scar though, thank goodness, but it did bleed, and so it was a close one. But he let me live. Because one of the other cooks guys, he says, you know, if he wanted to kill you, he would have. True, but I would have got him on international television doing it. So he probably had to let me live. That's the power of these things. They can stop them quick. Because you can immediately live stream. But he didn't know for sure. It looked like he was thinking about it. If you watch it, it's probably got a few thousand views by now, if not more. I think it got up to 9,000 views or something. It might be higher. It'll get to 1 million views. But if you watch it, and it like basically he's thinking about what to do. You know, we're talking about $30 and nickels and dimes. There's really no reason at all to do anything like that. I mean, Johnny Knoxville, he probably wouldn't have done that, but he did shoot himself in the chest with wearing a bulletproof vest with a 38 special. But that was something he did independently and didn't get the police involved. I'm sure they probably would have got involved if they knew he was doing it. But it made he got a lot of views for that. But people do stupid stuff on this channel, but it's no reason to choke him to death. Now, the guy did get choked to death in the subway in New York. It was not Michael J. Fox, I'm sorry. He was a Michael Jackson impersonator. A Michael J. Fox impersonator. He was a Michael Jackson impersonator, and he actually survived it. No, he died. Yeah, he died. He was choked to death. But the guy that did it, I think he got acquitted. But he almost got manslaughter. Right there, he got manslaughter or something. The guy went crazy. Things happen. This is Benbrook right here. Benbrook. And this is pretty much Benbrook right here. Deer passing right here late at night. That one's gonna, yeah. Give gate code, and they get it dropped off at the security guard gate. some roadie out here for medical drops, for medical supplies, people in hospice and things like that, or people that were sick. But I stopped doing that. It wasn't profitable. It just was actually quite the opposite. These deer are way down here. I got on the lead car on this one, and they are deadly because they make it through your windshield. Their hooves are like razor blades. I used to go deer hunting with my dad all the time. That's what we'd always talk about. He hit one with my stepmom. It sounded like a woman screaming, is what he said. Like a woman screaming. It sounded like a woman screaming, is what he told him. I think it tore up their car pretty badly. All right, this is where I'm at. Put on this. All right, I was able to rig it. It's the iPhone 17, but I had to put a little cloth holder on the top of it because the Pelicans are inferior to the Otters when it comes to the casing. There's another casing called MagSafe. It's magnetic. It might be a little too big for the steering wheel, but you're in my steering wheel right now. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the full 360 move. Got this in an egg roll. Well, I might be able to. I got some gas. It's the cleanest way to do it. The iPhone 11 fits perfect in it. But I got some tea. Some of the white peach tea. Oh, I forgot napkin. Not a single napkin. I'll go from. Well, let's see. I have to rig it a little bit better than I did with the using this device. There'll be something. I think I know exactly what will. That should work. It's hard to do, but I found something that would actually rig it, so we'd be able to go back to this shot right here. So, but that's a secret. What I'm using to rig it. Whoa, gotcha. Whoa. Anyway, I was able to rig it. So the iPhone 11 fits perfectly with the actual Defender. Now, when I get the Defender, there's two things that I'm going to do, and I can't wait to do it. The Defender is probably it's an Otter Defender. It's probably about $70 or so. I may stick with that one, but I have to get a blow dryer, which you can get for $10 at Walmart. You have 15 inches. I believe or is it 6 inches? Yeah, 6 inches. Sorry, 6 inches for 15 seconds back and forth across the Pelican glass. It's actually called tempered glass. It's stupid, but it loosens the adhesive. Then you take a card or guitar pick or even a toothpick and you just kind of poke it under there. It's better to use a card, and then you scrape the tempered glass off. But before you do that, you get to remove the Pelican so that you only have the iPhone 17 Pro. So you just kind of scrape it right off. And then you're dealing with just the screen that Apple envisioned, as well as, which is the Retina display, as well as having a Defender there. You can use a mag case as well, which magnet closes, you know. I think these have a magnet backing. I think they do. They showed it on the advertising, but I'll be doing that later and probably using the iPhone 11 to use as a camera. So the iPhone 11 will be the camera, and I'll show the tempered glass and things like that being removed. It's good to have the tempered glass. It protects it. It protects us from scratching, and you don't. But the new magnet cases, you don't ever touch the screen. It just fits inside of it, and it has a little casing locking. I've considered getting those, and on Facebook they have advertisements where they're like 25 bucks. But I don't know how well they work with the camera, and I don't know how sensitive they are on the touch. You know, I haven't really seen one. But I do know that the Otter Defender is better than the Pelican, which is what this is right here. That's the Pelican. You're looking at basically the iPhone 17 Pro. And it's got tempered glass that they put on it. My cellular provider guy who... The phone is great, but what they did to it when I was on the phone with a friend and everything, and they were switching it over, was really just stupid. It was a stupid sales thing, but I know how it gets. They didn't really ask me what I wanted. I told them I wanted an Otter, but they didn't give it to me. They gave me a Pelican, and I didn't say anything about tempered glass being put on it, which can be taken off. They've got plenty of informational things where you can take the tempered glass off. People do it all the time. It's annoying, but I'm going to have to eventually do it later on. All right. It's kind of bumpy at 24 times. So that's at about 7.7. Let me see. Yeah, it's 7.7, but it goes into the 200 millimeter. So that's you're looking at a 200 millimeter right there, going up 24 times. That's 200 millimeter. That goes to 100 millimeter about right here, and then it slowly goes into the 200 millimeter. Different lenses. This one's a 48 millimeter lens. That's going to be the 24 millimeter lens, and then your spherical is 13 millimeter. I also call it 0.5. Well, you've got 0.5, 1, and 2. You've got the 3 and 4. You got 8, and then all the way to 24, which is using the 200 millimeter lens. It's just the way the lens looks. Yeah, that's 200 millimeter right there. You're only going 12.7, but it's still a 200 millimeter lens. This is a 100 millimeter lens. It has to do with how spherical the lens is, and that's very spherical, which is 13 millimeter. This is like Filmmaker talk a little bit. Right. Last little story about YouTube and Google. So, let me see if this is going the right way. Okay, so Google's working now. Okay, cool. They're probably monitoring me with a radio signal injection hacking. I'm just guessing some things. I don't know for sure. But yeah, so a long time ago, YouTube, when it first started being YouTube, until like maybe 2000, let's say maybe 12, I was on YouTube in 2010, I think, under Pigeon 1. It's a little tiny account. So I tried to make a documentary in White Settlement, and a possum fell from the attic into a closet. I made this story about this character named John Bloodworth, who worked for a telemarketing ring and got a divorce and basically turned into a possum. Well, it stays in dailies, so it's still in dailies, but it wasn't much of a joke. It was pretty tough to do, and I did it for more than a year, and I went from 200, and well, I started thinking about it at 240, 250 pounds. I was a big boy. I ate a lot of spaghetti. My first wife was half Sicilian, and she worked at a grocery store like Tom Thumb and stuff like that, and she smoked and would kind of drink sometimes. We played poker, and she's a big David Lynch fan, and she introduced me to David Lynch and stuff back. This is before Pigeon 1. She divorced me. We didn't have any kids. We just had cats. At one time, we had 18 cats, but we narrowed that down to 4 cats because the cats, they breed like rabbits. And so we divorced, and so I went on my own. I was a big gamer, just like Out in the Woo. I like to play PlayStation, SOCOM. I was a big the Special Ops Command, I think is what they call it. And I also like to play Call of Duty, things like that. We'd even play sometimes with the soldiers that were out. They were over there in Afghanistan and Sunni. They'd like get on the gaming thing, and they would be like part of our clan and stuff. I did all this in Ridgemar. I was part of a group on SOCOM called Black Heaven. They were a group coming out of Boston, and then they had a few guys like all scattered across the nation. We would meet up on SOCOM on a room, and then we would play. You know, they had like clans, so you'd play, and it was like for PS3. That was the big thing, PS3. Okay, so eventually after my divorce, because I probably gamed too much, beware the husbands, I decided to start a YouTube channel, and I went and got a camera. I got a Sony mini cam. There's a little tiny one that pop up. It'll pop out the side, and you had this little Sony mini cam. Well, I used my retirement from Warrantech. I worked for a company called Warrantech, where basically they did warranties for electronics. I used the retirement money to buy that camera for maybe it was $600. I don't even remember the price on the camera. But anyway, I used that to start the documentary and upload almost all of the documentary onto YouTube before it was Google. And they would eventually throttle. This is taking a long time. They would throttle a channel. So first you start off, you could do like a 2 or 3 or 4 or maybe a 10-minute video maybe. But the more that you started to put on there, the more they had a throttle where you're only doing maybe barely a minute or 30 seconds of footage. So I also play guitar, so I try to lay down some songs, but I only could lay down 30 seconds of the song. And then I would have to cut, and I'd upload that. I'd do another 30 seconds. I had some songs that were kind of protest songs, because at the time they were doing Occupation Wall Street, and they did Occupation Fort Worth, but it wasn't that big. I try to document some of that on this little mini cam. And all along, my parents, or my mom and my stepdad, had already moved to Maine, okay? So my friend Richard Massey, who's a filmmaker, and he was a professor of film at Texas Wesleyan University, but he got his doctorate, I believe his doctorate, at UNT in film. He kind of communicated with me remotely, telling me not to use a lot of, diegetic music, and stay away from that, and to use non-diegetic. He just wanted me to kind of do that, to stay away from the diegetic, because you can get hit with copyright and stuff like that anyway. But that was okay for me to use diegetic, and then we kind of communicated a little bit. He did a little really cool. He's actually a good editor. He did a good layout on a what was it called? Yeah, it was Pigeon. It was Pigeon. No. It was my Pigeon 1 channel, but it was called Bulb. He did a little Bulb advertisement that he sent to around for a while. I was so excited about it. I sent it to all my friends, everybody on Facebook. That Facebook, I guess they put my account on hold for 48 hours, because I was hitting everybody up on Meta. Before it was Meta, it was just Facebook Messenger. And then I got a message saying that I wouldn't be able to use my Facebook for a while, and I didn't know how long. It went 48 hours. Then I realized I couldn't do that, and that I couldn't advertise that way. They didn't like that. I was hitting up everybody I knew. Some Hollywood directors too. Drake and stuff like that knew about it. Drake Dormus, he's a Hollywood director. Anyway, Bulb is still in daily form. It's still in development. I'm not even going to try to challenge it right now. It's a tough one. So what I did was I finally said, okay, I'm going to go to Maine, because I was white settlement. I lived there. It's a crazy place. So I went ahead and moved up to Maine and lived in Parkman, right next to Bert Chavez, the old multi-millionaire. He's more like a billionaire that ran Burt's Bees. Well, he was my neighbor, pretty much. I lived in a cabin, and so I started writing. I wrote all this poems, poetry. I wrote plays, and I wrote short stories, and I eventually wrote a novel called Escape from Maine. And I stayed in Maine for 17 months. 15 months I worked in a wood factory called Hardwood, where I developed slight tinnitus in my right ear. That's the same thing William Shatner has. It's like a slight ringing. It's very slight. It's not a lot of hearing damage, but it's mostly the slight ringing. So if I'm in a very quiet place, I can hear a little ringing. That's from the factory. Okay. So eventually, at that time, had already started this channel. Okay. Me going to Maine. If you go in the very early one, you're going to see, like, the very first video is of a game called Skate 3, and I had uploaded that one, and then I started doing like a vlogging or whatever you want to call it, going up to Maine and stuff on my Merge. I had an HTC Merge because I was a big Gary Oldman fan. He was selling those. Gary Oldman was selling the Merge. Got to Maine. I did the whole Maine thing. I did some videos, some photos, mostly photos on Facebook. I even communicated a little with Drake, and he was like, cheers, all this stuff. He did Beauty Inside at the time, which was the first developed Facebook movie. Drake did, and Drake Dormus. And I thought it was cool. I'd auditioned for it, but I didn't get in it. I did write some plays. I wrote one play called Moosehead Fly, which is about the area. Later on, I'd write another play, a full-length play called Hidden Drive, which is about my experience on the Moosehead Trail, or they call the Moosehead Trail. So I came back from Maine, and I still had my channel, but I married, did I do that? No, I married first. I'm sorry. I came back from Maine, I married a second time. I'm sorry, I was talking about my first wife. And that's when I started my family, and then we after 5 years, we divorced, and I continued the channel, and then 2020, I started the Please Subscribe. There's Kitty. Okay. Well, say goodnight. I'm gonna feed you, but we're not gonna do today's Kitty Is. Got too much footage. Okay. Say goodnight. All right, Kitty. Don't be jealous. I gotta feed the outdoor kitty. Okay. Good night.